Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Gay Racing Podcast. Zack and Alex are back with you. We wanted to get on just to talk a little bit about Kyle Busch after he unexpectedly passed yesterday. And unexpected, Alex, is a little bit of an understatement because yesterday was just a Thursday. Yeah. I think you sent me because I was at work busy or something, and you sent me the tweet that he was hospitalized. And I feel like I've gotten normalized to drivers just missing races. I feel like it's happened a lot last few years, whether it's just like random injuries or concussions or suspensions. Just I'm so normalized to like, okay, drivers missing a race, blah, blah, we'll replace them, whatever. So, I saw it was serious. And I was like, oh, but it's Kyle Busch.
Right.
He'll be fine. He'll be back in the car next week. Go ahead.
It's the fact that he won a week ago, as of recording, his last official win and start, excluding the All-Star race, is a win. The truck race.
And it was a truck race where
that series was defined by him, as was the currently named O'Reilly series. He's 9th most wins all time in the Cup Series. He has more wins than anyone when you combine the top 3 series of NASCAR. People are going to be chasing his records forever. I don't think we're going to see his records be broken because he was so good that there were rules made to prevent that kind of domination.
Yeah.
You can call it the Busch rule if you want. It is just hard to believe it's real, and
I think we're all in denial.
We called shortly after the news came out, and like we were just talking, and I would open my phone to go on some social media app, and you would see a black and white photo or a tribute from a driver or a team, and it would just feel like it's fake. And Zack, you and I were too young to remember Dale Earnhardt's passing.
Right.
But this is our generation's version of that because of how sudden and unexpected it was and who it was.
Yes. There's so many parallels.
You can go into an argument of if Kyle Busch is or was the same level as Dale Earnhardt. I don't care now.
But he's not Dale Earnhardt, but
he's was so for our generation.
Yes.
From how he raced on the racetrack to how this all happened, you just cannot fathom.
He was one of the main characters.
Like Kyle Busch not being at the racetrack this weekend.
Yeah, like what do you mean? Like, of course he's racing in the 600 this weekend.
What do you mean he's not in the truck race? He was going to be in the truck race. He's in the
truck race tonight. Like what? Like, I think the fact that it happened in the middle of the week because we watched
so suddenly.
I witnessed the tragedy of losing Dan Weldon in IndyCar and Justin Wilson in IndyCar, and I guess even connecting it back to Dale Earnhardt when it happened from like an incident in a race. It's like you're watching the race, emotions are already high. I'm not saying you're more prepared for it, but it's a more. Yesterday was just a Thursday.
Dangerous.
Yesterday was
inherently dangerous,
right?
And in the back of your mind, that's a risk that could happen because of how dangerous racing is. But this was completely unrelated to racing, and we're not going to speculate on anything, obviously. But it just shows how fragile life is, and to tell people in your life that you love them and how you feel about them, how much they mean to you, because you never know. No day is guaranteed, no matter who you are. I mean, he was only 41. Like that is still so young. But what Zack and I want to do today is just kind of talk about our favorite memories of Kyle Busch. Because Zack, you started watching in 2007. I have been watching my whole life. My earliest memories, like full season memories, are like 2003, 04. So I watched his whole career. So we're just going to kind of talk, not really scripted or anything. We're just going to kind of talk. And I think the first place to start is the fact that he swept the weekend at Bristol, not once, but twice, winning the truck, O'Reilly, and a cup race. No one's ever done that. No other driver's done that.
And I don't know if anyone else will either. Like Larson's gotten close, but it's so difficult. And other drivers have said, I think Austin Dillon said it in his Instagram post. It's like if Kyle Busch was in the truck or O'Reilly race, it's like you're fighting for second. Mm-hmm. Like it's kind of like how SVG is on road courses in the Cup Series. That was Kyle Busch at every single track in the Truck Series and the O'Reilly Series for a good bit. Mm-hmm. I remember literally walking away from my TV when it was like the white flag at New Hampshire, because then it was like, okay, Kyle Busch is just going to win now. It was a nationwide race. I was just like mad because I hated Kyle Busch.
You were a Dale Jr. fan.
I was a Dale Jr. fan. Richmond 2008. He wrecked my favorite driver. That set it off for me. Like I hate this guy. This guy's a jerk. How he acted in the media and stuff, that didn't help either. Like he's just that was the role he was playing in NASCAR. It was a huge role and
an important role.
Important because he made the sport. He made the sport important to me. He made the highs high and made the lows low. He, my other favorite driver, Kyle Larson. I remember screaming at my TV as I was 18 years old. I was watching with one of my lifelong best friends. Still talk to her today. It was him and Larson at Chicagoland, and Larson did the slide job, right? The slide job, but it kind of failed, yeah. And Kyle went into the next corner, and man, he showed him who was boss. He showed Larson who was boss, and then for him to look at the camera and make the little crying motion. Don't even watch. Oh, I was pissed. Like, God, I hate that Kyle Busch, right? So I cheered when Truex beat him for the 2017 title. Like anytime he would lose, oh my God, it was great.
The thing about him is that, in hindsight, obviously now, is that him egging on the fans, it just always gave people something to talk about. And riling the fans up, getting a reaction. I saw a clip earlier today at the Bristol driver intros. They introduced themselves. He went up to the crowd and said, "Go boo," and they all booed. Like no one else was doing that. No one else does that.
Wasn't there one time where he said something very short and simple at the Bristol driver intros or something? It wasn't the KFB thing, but can we also talk about how he had 3 different nicknames and they all worked?
Wild Thing, Rowdy,
and KFB. They all worked.
They all work.
No, who else can have 3 different nicknames? Like I don't even think Dale Sr. had 3 different nicknames. Like that's like that was that. Oh God, that just speaks to just how much he did, the volume of everything he was doing. And I don't know if that's just because he was doing all 3 series and he was acting up off the track, but
he really defined NASCAR in the 2010s specifically.
Yes.
Because he was winning across the board, no matter where they were, no matter what they were doing. Both of his championships came in the 2010s. He had that incredible 2015 run. However, if you about the playoffs, that was a defining moment of his career to go persevere through that whole thing, breaking his leg, missing several races, coming back, winning a bunch, winning the championship.
Because say what you want about crazy. The playoffs. He won like 4 races in the span of like 6 weeks. Like not even it was like a month after he came back. Then he won Sonoma, which was like, how the heck did he just run a road course with like still like not a perfect leg? Like that was crazy. And then he won 3 in a row, won his first Brickyard 400. Like he lit them up in 2015. Not even injury could deny him a championship that year. Yeah. That was Kyle Busch.
Yeah, it's Kyle Busch. Like, I don't know what else you can say beyond that. Like, he's Kyle Busch. He was part of the big three the year we had
Big
that.
three, yep.
He was just always someone, if you were going to win in NASCAR, you had to beat him. Again, no matter what level of the sport you were in, if you wanted to win, you had to beat Kyle Busch. And a lot of the younger guys who are currently in O'Reilly and trucks, they at some point raced at Kyle Busch Motorsports, or they were mentored by Kyle and they've gotten a chance to race against him. And it is just hard to fathom that in the coming years, we're not going to have up and coming drivers get the chance to race against him.
It was like its own little accomplishment, getting to beat Kyle Busch in a truck race.
Mm-hmm.
Think about Corey Haim, bested Kyle.
If you could beat Kyle Busch, that made you look legit. And you mentioned Corey Haim.
That's the argument for letting Cup drivers back in the those series. And
but Kyle Larson, when Kyle Larson was coming up, there was that race he beat Kyle Busch in, and that really put him on the map for me at the time. And like whatever year that was, 2012, like 2013,
14, I think it was 2014. Yeah,
somewhere around there. But that was just like, oh, Kyle Larson's legit because he beat Kyle Busch.
Yeah.
One of my favorite memories is at Kansas. I grew up going to Kansas, and Kyle struggled at Kansas in the Cup Series. He'd win in trucks, and he'd win in nationwide, but he could never get it on Sunday. And there was a point before a lot of new tracks were added. Kansas was one of the only tracks he had not won a Cup race on, and it was just like, oh my gosh, is he ever going to win here? Like, there was a long period of time I had not seen Kyle Busch win a race in person. And it was just like that.
Lucky.
Like, I'd seen him in Cup, that is. I had seen him win in lower series.
Okay, I'm about to say.
But it was just like, oh my gosh, is he ever going to figure out Kansas? He would have so much bad luck. I know one year, 07, he and Dale Jr. Collided pretty early in the race in turn 3 at Kansas. Then one year he and Logano crashed early on.
I remember that, 2013.
Yeah. And then there's more. Like, even after he'd won, he was in the 8 car. He was running like 5th, and he spun late in the race. Like, Kansas was always a hard track for him, just for me specifically. It was really cool to finally see him get that win. And then he won the Bushy McBush race, which was sponsored by Busch Beer.
Yeah.
But it was still fitting for him to win that. But seeing him really conquer my home track was really cool. It's just hard to fathom. We're not going to see him race again. It's just kind of like, I'm not like in denial, but it's also like, I can't believe it. There's nothing more.
As we go to the 600 this weekend, I also remember when he won that race in 2018, which I believe was his only win in the 600. I think it was his only win at Charlotte. And that was the last track that he hadn't won at the time. Because I remember the winning call from Mike Joy was Kyle Busch has won everywhere. And Kansas was one of those last tracks, I think, for him to get to when he finally got it in 2016. Yeah. I don't know if any other driver, Jeff Gordon got close and Jimmy Johnson got close, but I don't think they ever did a full sweep of all the tracks on the schedule. Of course, other new tracks got added years after. But Kyle Busch, he won at every single track in 2018. That was on the schedule besides the Roval, but they didn't race there yet. So that was, again, that's just one of those Kyle Busch things. It's like I hate to call it farming because it's like in a game, like you're farming like coins or money or whatever, but it's like it felt like he farmed wins, but I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. Like it speaks more to his success and the fact that, again, he just did it 6 days ago. Like, he's been winning for just about as long as I've been alive. It feels like not that long, but it feels like it. And that's impressive. Not a lot of people can say they've done that.
We mentioned that he was kind of an asshole sometimes.
Oh, really?
But some of his quotes to the media, like, everything's great. The week after he and Logano had a fight in Vegas, everything's great. Very funny. He was one of the funniest people in NASCAR, whether he was trying to be or not. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Funny. Remember that one? He said that one.
When he said to Denny he would love to switch cars, I just had to laugh. Like, I just
See, okay. So we had kind of teased him a bit on the podcast just a little bit. But again, it's because of how much he gives people to talk about. He's fun to talk about.
Yes, he was so fun to talk. We talked about him so much, Alex. Now that I think about it. So much. Wow.
And we had a lot of fun making fun of him, quite frankly, because he would egg it on. But I think that's the whole point. He was trying to be the villain. He gave everyone something to talk about. And I'm glad that despite how disliked he was by the fans for so long, that at the end of his career, he started to see things kind of turn.
He got to play hero for a little bit.
Yeah. He got cheers in driver intros. He never got that in the 2010s, even the 2000s. He never got that. But these last couple of years, he got more of a mix that I would say leaned toward more cheers. So I'm glad he got to experience that. I don't know if that mattered to him necessarily, but it still had to, feel good.
Yeah. It's sad that he never won the Daytona 500 because I think when I say he was playing the hero, I think a lot of us were cheering for him to win the Daytona 500 because he deserved it.
He's led lap 200 before.
Yeah. I did think about that earlier and I was like, but I'm not going to bring that up. But yeah, like it's sad. He never won the 500. I forgot what else I was going to say. He also leaves behind Brexton, his wife Samantha, son Brexton, and his daughter Lennox. There's a lot I want to say about his family. My sister reached out to me this morning because I sent her info about Samantha Busch because she struggled with infertility. My sister had similar struggles. My sister is currently pregnant and is expecting a baby in a month's time. So, that went well for us. But I sent her because Samantha Busch did a lot of stuff. Their Bundle of Joy Fund, their charity, to invest resources into facilities to help infertility. My sister reached out to me this morning because she read about Samantha and listened to her podcast or something. So, Samantha's impact and Brexton. Brexton makes me really emotional to think about because we talked about it a little bit before the show and I was kind of tearing up. I lost my dad when I was 20 to lung cancer. I felt like I left stuff on the table with my dad. I never got to tell him I was gay. Other emotional stuff. I wish we got to spend a little bit more time together because I was at college when he got sick. I cannot imagine being 11 years old. And Brexton Busch is not a normal 11-year-old either. Because one, he's a race car driver already. And he's Kyle Busch's son. I'm thankful he has his uncle. He has his uncle Kurt Busch. He has the entire NASCAR industry. They know, they're sending their love or whatever. And people like Dale Jr., who I hate to make parallels to Earnhardt, but Brexton Busch reminds me of Dale Earnhardt Jr. You know, he's kind of he has to carry on the legacy whether he wants to or not, and that's so unfair.
Right.
It's so unfair. Luckily, I will say this, at least it's not the same as Dale Jr. as he's going to be on the track Sunday. Like, he's got still 5 to 7 years before we see him in the top 3 series, which I think is great. He's get that buffer. It just sucks he has to do it without his father now.
Yeah.
And it's not fair.
And Kyle was very, very involved. There were clips, I feel like, that came out all the time of Kyle mentoring Brexton, giving him feedback on, like, you need to be faster. See, you made this mistake here. Just be very Kyle Busch of him, right? But it was still tough love. Like, if you want to be a racer, you got to do this, this, and this. And yeah, but that's hard to fathom, being 11 years old, being in that position as well.
Yeah, someone on iRacing yesterday on the voice chat said, you know, they were like, I used to hate Kyle Busch, but when he joined RCR and when I saw how good of a father he was, I started to like him. And I'm like, oh my God, I love how people loved Kyle Busch because he was a good father. Like, I find that so heartwarming to me. And yeah, I love the videos where he would help Brexton, and he was very involved in getting him to, you know, grow as a race car driver. And similar to kind of us seeing Keelan Harvick and kind of rise through the ranks, and he'll eventually be on, you know, the track on the weekends on TV. But yeah, it's just, it's messed up. This whole thing is just messed up. It's just like this. It feels like it's not real and this shouldn't have happened.
Right.
Even though
I agree.
It is what it is.
Obviously.
It's just,
I did think of a few more moments I want to bring up.
Yeah, go ahead.
That Fontana race where
Joey
was it Logano and Hamlin?
Yeah. Oh my God, I love
turn 4,
that. The paint scheme, I love it. Oh my God.
Kyle Busch came around.
He did that a few times.
Was driving this scheme, right?
Yeah, he driving that scheme at California. He did. Remember, he did that Bristol Dirt too. He always did that. He did that like a few times. He did it Bristol Dirt. It was Briscoe and Reddick like taking themselves out or something. And that he got me a fantasy win. Got me a fantasy win. I think he got me a few. I think his final one at Gateway was a fantasy win as well.
I think it was.
Yeah. Thank you, Kyle.
Another one is when he won the very first Car of Tomorrow race. And he gets out of the car and says the car sucks. Yeah. Again, only Kyle Busch would do that. Maybe Tony Stewart would, but like that's such a Kyle Busch thing. He just wins the first race. Everyone's excited. That Fox is hyping it up. It's in Bristol. Yeah, these cars suck. Just straight out there. This car sucks.
Dude, so I used to drive the 5 car in NASCAR 07. And sure, I like the paint scheme or whatever. It was, you know, Tony the Tiger on it and stuff. But remember, I'm a kid and I hate Kyle Busch. Well, I'm taking Kyle Busch's ride. That was my headcanon in NASCAR 07. I'm taking Kyle Busch's ride. So now he's not racing in NASCAR. But I love that. I love that 5 car. And that gets me thinking about like tributes. And you mentioned to me this morning, it's like, man, you know, teams could do stuff at the Bristol night race. And then I was thinking more and I'm like, they could do everything. They could do it any week. They could do it next week at Nashville when he busted up that guitar and everyone got mad. Like every single racetrack, it feels like you could do some kind of tribute to Kyle Busch. And that speaks to his impact and his success. Yeah. Right. Because I was just thinking like, man, I hope Hendrick does something for him, like a throwback scheme at wherever. Like anywhere or wherever they want.
And I do want to say when Kyle had M&Ms, he became the Candyman. As a kid, I was a big Elliott Sadler fan because of the M&M car. I kind of aged out of that once Kyle took over the M&M's car and the sponsorship. But there are a lot of people who are just a little younger than us who fell in love with NASCAR because of the Kyle Busch M&M car.
How could you not?
It, like, he just became synonymous with that. And still to this day, even before this week, if I'm in a store and I see some M&Ms, I'm thinking of Kyle Busch.
And that's so weird because it's funny too, because like Dale Earnhardt was like, oh, tough and the Intimidator and the Black 3, and Kyle Busch is, oh, I'm Kyle Busch, I don't care. Oh, I'm in an M&M's car. Like, like it was such a juxtaposition in a way of like what Kyle Busch stood for, and I think that added to it. It's like Kyle Busch is like egging on the fans and making all of us mad, and then he gets out with a bunch of M&Ms on his race suit and like does the pretend crying, like what? Like a clown. He's like a clown. Like,
well,
oh my gosh,
you bring up a clown. I think it's more he's a showman.
Yes,
where he would get out of the car. I don't know when he started that, but he eventually got out of the car when he would win and do a bow. That is such a cool victory celebration that I don't know if it got talked enough about, really. But because I think everyone got sick of him winning a lot when he was doing it.
Oh, I hated seeing that bow. It's like you're already mad that he won and the smoke is belling from his car. Oh, and then he's going to do the bow? Really? That's what it felt like to me every single time.
Yeah.
It's the cherry on top.
Yep.
Gosh.
Yeah,
like,
if you are a Kyle Busch fan, I hope that you are, or just in general, if you're grieving right now, do it however you need to. If you have to take a break from watching for a while, by all means, do that. Do what is best for you. But I think NASCAR CEO Steve O'Donnell said it best, that Kyle Busch would be pretty pissed off if we didn't race. So NASCAR's going to keep moving. But if you yourself need to take a break, do it. That just, you know, it's going to be really hard for these first couple races and maybe even seasons.
That's
to
the
just
thing.
Process what happened. Yeah, just wanted to say that as well.
I think it is kind of like, this is the biggest weekend in racing. With the Indy 500, and I was so excited for it last weekend because I was telling you, like, I was just feeling all the nostalgia. It's my first time home for this weekend since 2023. And I keep asking myself, like, how the hell are we supposed to race?
Yeah.
Because it's not that I don't want to. It's not that I don't think we should. It's just like, I know we have to. I'm racing tonight. I'm doing iRacing tonight. The World 600 on iRacing. But it's not the same without Kyle Busch.
Yeah, and it won't be.
It won't be, and it's going to be really hard. And it's going to take a while, I think, for us to process that. I think I love how Richard Childress Racing, they announced today that they are renumbering that car to the number 33. I believe Austin Hill is going to drive it this weekend.
Yep.
I love that. I think that's appropriate. Because especially Kyle, like, stylized that 8. Brexton has used that style of 8. I think Brexton has raced with the 18, but like with that 8 font.
Yeah.
RCR says they will reserve that for when Brexton is ready to race, and that makes me emotional.
Yeah.
Just but this weekend's gonna be weird. I think that's obvious, but we're going to do it. That's what NASCAR is about. We've went on 25 years now since after Dale Sr. died, and again, we were just babies. And now, Alex, we're gonna keep going through this, and I don't know what else to say, but it's also just I'm still in denial and I'm still in shock, and Because, like, again, what do you mean Kyle Busch isn't racing this weekend?
Right. I will say, this is more of a personal note, but maybe it'll give comfort to some people. My grandpa passed away a year ago this weekend, on Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
So I really comforted myself with that because he was super into racing. He was a racer himself. That him leaving on the biggest racing weekend of the year is very fitting, because then every year I'm going to be like, man, I'm thinking of him on the biggest racing weekend. And now, a year from now, I'm sure we'll be thinking about Kyle Busch much more throughout the rest of this year. But this Memorial Day weekend, biggest racing weekend of the whole year, every year from now on, we're going to see Kyle Busch tributes on the biggest racing weekend. I think that's very fitting for someone like him. And I think that is something comforting for me as well, because if someone to that magnitude should be celebrated in a big way, and this weekend of all weekends is a fitting weekend for that.
Yeah. It's kind of like Earnhardt at Daytona. It's like Busch in the 600 almost. Because I have motivation to just watch the truck race tonight. And that's saying a lot, because I have not been very motivated to watch the truck series lately. I don't even well, I was doing something during the Dover truck race, but I just haven't been watching a lot of trucks lately. But I feel motivated to now, just for comfort. But yeah, I think I wanted to go ahead. Well, I wanted
sorry. There are probably more Kyle Busch moments we're not even thinking of. Like, we're just off the cuff thinking out here. Another one I just thought of is the All-Star race when him and Kurt were racing each other really hard.
Oh, remember him and Denny too in 2010?
Yeah, he said to keep Denny Hamlin away from me after this race.
Oh, God, Brad saying
Brad's all the stuff with Brad.
Brad's post made me. Earlier. I think Brad's post about made me cry because.
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
Like I say, there's so many things we could bring up. We could be here for hours talking about Kyle Busch memories and moments, and I'm sure more of them we talked about this weekend and beyond. But
Alex, I think this was the reason I wanted to record this episode today, or record this today, is this is kind of comfort for me, getting to talk about the memories. I loved getting to talk about just those moments where I'm like either screaming at the TV or I'm just mad about Kyle Busch, because that defined my childhood. And I think that's why I'm taking this hard. I'm legitimately grieving today. I felt like a robot at work today. Because Kyle Busch reminds me of my dad. Oh, when Dale Jr. got payback on him at the fall Richmond race. See, sorry, but when I ran outside to tell him, like, Dale Jr. wrecked Kyle Busch. Dale Jr. wrecked Kyle Busch. Like, oh my gosh, like that. I get. You're right. We could go on. But
like, because this guy's a core part, not just of our childhoods, but our lives. Because we watched NASCAR every Sunday for years.
Eric Estep opened his video with like Kyle Busch was the main character, and like, I couldn't have put it better, because he really was. Like, of all the NASCAR moments that are so memorable, I feel like Kyle Busch is in most of them, than any other driver, right?
All the times he would drive backwards after being in a crash.
He did it at the All-Star race, apparently. I saw a clip. I'm like, what? What is he... Like, why is this his signature move? Like,
cracks me up.
He's so funny. Like, oh, my God. I'm going to miss him so much, obviously. I don't think I know how much I'm going to miss him. Because now NASCAR is not the same without him.
Right.
But we're going to move on. Next time we see you guys, we're going to be talking about the Coke 600 and the Indianapolis 500. I'm glad we got to do this, Alex, just to kind of put this out there and pay our respects to Kyle, because I do have a lot of respect for Kyle Busch, and we wish the best for his family. His fans. I'm glad you brought up his fans because I couldn't imagine being. I'm a hater. I'm a Kyle Busch hater, and I'm grieving. Like
you're about to cry.
I mean, how are his fans doing? Like seriously.
Yeah.
But Kyle Busch made NASCAR what NASCAR is, and NASCAR is a huge part of my life.
Yep.
Which was a huge reminder to me this weekend. But yeah, we'll, Alex, unless you have anything else to say.
No, I think I've said everything I can think of.
Yeah. Well,
thanks for the memories, Kyle Busch.
We'll see you guys on our next episode, and
yep.
Rest in peace, Kyle. Thank you guys. Take care.